Hi guys, back again with another review, and in today's one, it is the big one. We're going to try and discuss Avengers Infinity Wars without trying to spoil the movie for anybody. It's just going to be a small discussion. It's not even going to be a long review, this one, because I'm going to wait till we put out the spoiler review to go in depth in the film. But just touching on what we tried to see without spoiling it for anybody, or just giving you an overview. This is the culmination of 18 movies, 10 years worth of film, or 19 movies if you include this film in particular. And largely, since the Avengers film, Thanos has been lurking in the background, and this is finally his chance to shine in the film. He's trying to collect all 6 of the Infinity Gems to wreak havoc on the universe, and it's up to our heroes, our Avengers, with the help of the Guardians of the Galaxy and a few other Marvel heroes, to try and stop him. Now, the film itself is so big, there's a lot happening in this movie. It takes us to places that we really weren't sort of expecting to go, but not in a bad way. It's a really cool story. There's a lot of things that happen. There's some really cool story arcs, and without spoiling it, it's a good film. And as I said, there are a lot of key action set beats in there, and as I just touched on, there's a lot that happens that just really just will put you on the edge of your seat. You don't know where to look or what to do, whether you put hands over your face or cheer. It makes you go through a whole range of emotions, and you've really invested in these characters over the last 10 years. There's characters you really care about in this film, and it's really cool. And some of the arcs that some of the characters have in it, and it's just largely nice to see. I think the Russos with this film seem very comfortable with what they're doing within the Marvel universe now, since what they did with Civil War, Captain America Civil War. And this feels like all of that kind of stuff that they learned from that, bringing that into the Avengers film, but just on a bigger and more grander scale. And it felt very like, if I had to sort of place it in terms of a film, like Lord of the Rings, particularly the Two Towers for me, in the sense that there's multiple story arcs happening at the same time. So we'll cut from characters to the next character to the next one to see how their story arcs are playing out in the film and where we find them at different points in the story. And it's just really interesting. Without spoiling it, and I don't really want to even touch on too many characters in this particular review, because to really get into it would kind of ruin the movie. But there's just a lot of things that a lot of people had perceptions of things that would happen that don't, and there's a lot of perceptions of things that do happen that people thought wouldn't happen, or do happen. So take from that what you will, but just on a scale, I mean, to see all of these characters who we've been, with for so long, and seeing them in this kind of predicament, this kind of large ensemble cast, and there's a lot going on, there's a lot to take in, but it does work. And the Russos, as I said, somehow managed to balance the film where it doesn't feel sort of really over convoluted, and they've managed to do it in a way that still lends itself to the story and works for the story, which is what you want with a film like this, especially on this sort of scale. But there are small things that will probably bring it down, which I will touch on when I'm doing the spoiler review. But largely, it's a film that I'd encourage everybody to go out and have a watch and see, because it is just that, that good. But if I have to give you my rating for what I thought of the film, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. It doesn't quite get the 10 for me, but I will touch on why that is in the case. And it's probably personal, but who knows. Just looking at it as an ambitious film, it's worth a 9.5. And it's just there's a couple of niggly things that probably just don't bring it over the line to a 10 for myself. But it's a really good film, and it's a great watch, worth going to see with friends, family, or whoever it is that you're going to try and go and watch this movie with. But I would encourage you to go and watch it, and try and do it while it's still fresh and that you haven't heard anything about the movie, which is why this is solely a non-spoiler review. So come back once you've seen the film, listen to the spoiler review where we're going to get in depth and obviously talk about everything that we enjoyed with the movie. And like, comment, subscribe, and come back when we've talked about when we've had the chance to talk about everything that we just saw with this movie.